Good afternoon. This is Pamela Bluewater for J&S Biblical Productions, June 23rd, 2018. We have been asked to define for our viewers the correct biblical definition of true and false prophets. We have invited two biblical scholars to the studio today, a Jewish member of the Mikveh Israel Emmanuel Synagogue in Wilmstead, Curacao, the oldest synagogue in the Americas. We also have a priest from the Cathedral of Reims in France and a man who claims to be a prophet and will present his credentials, Monsignor Clancy Clambake. Hey, it's good to have you here today. Welcome, Your Holiness. We would like to hear from Monsignor Clancy Clambake on why you should be recognized and elevated to the status of a true prophet.
I would be very pleased to hopefully prove my possible closeness to God or gods, and for which I can give my own interpretation of what God said or might likely say.
Monsignor Clambake, I thought according to Deuteronomy chapter 18, verses 15 through 22, the Lord affirms that he will put his words in the prophet's mouth.
Well, Miss Rincewater, I don't feel that's exactly right. I have developed my own reflections as to what God says so that I can interpret, in my own words, the meaning and commandments of God.
Monsignor Clambake, the prophet's prophecies are not supposed to originate from other deities, dead spirits, skilled manipulations of objects, or from the prophet's own reflections. God says in Deuteronomy chapter 18, verse 18, I will put my words in his mouth. And then, so what do you prophesize that you heard from God?
Doom and gloom. God came to me at breakfast yesterday and predicted 10 years of doom and gloom coming to this country.
How can you be so sure this comes from God?
Because, Miss Saltwater, I communicate with many gods. For example, the Egyptian god of the underworld, Anubis. He has the head and wisdom of a hawk. Then there is Horus, the sky god, and the god on
Hey, excuse me, I've had enough. I'm the receptionist here, J&S, and that is the worst presentation of the Lord's prophecies that I've ever heard. Let me read this for you. Deuteronomy, chapter 18, verse 20. But the prophet who presumes to speak a word in my name that I have not commanded to him, or who speaks in the name of other gods, like your friend Anubis over there, shall die.
Wait! There is another criterion that must be fulfilled, and that is the measure of its truth that my prophecy will come to pass, that there will be doom and gloom.
Okay, Mr. Doom and Gloom, there is still another criterion that shows a false prophet from a true prophet. Let me read that for you. Matthew chapter 7, 15 through 20. Beware of false prophets who come to you in sheep's clothing. And 20, wherefore by thy fruits ye shall know them. What are your fruits, Reverend Clambake?
I have some sour grapes.
Oh, so maybe you might like some banana peels too.
All right, Miss Sedgway, that's enough. We'll have to get Moses back to remind us what a true prophet is. This is Pamela Bluewater saying, let's let today's drama give us all a real concept of true and false prophets. Good afternoon.
What are your thoughts on today's story? We'd like to know. So, leave a comment and subscribe to our channel, J&S Authentic Biblical Productions. Whether it's the Word of God through parables, true stories illustrating parables, or true stories in the life of Jesus Christ with commentary, you can see them all by subscribing to the most comprehensive collection of videos of biblical stories for you and your family. Have a blessed day.